Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your January 2021 monthly reading and forecast. It's great to see you, great to see the subscribers back again. We always have good fun, don't we, on this channel? It's different, it's good, and we always have plenty of things to talk about. Now, by the way, if you haven't seen your annual forecast, I have published that, and you'll find that on the playlist. It probably goes for about 15 or 20 minutes or something like that, but have a look. And incidentally, if you would like to have a personal face-to-face over the web clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box below, and you can see how easy it is for that to happen from wherever in the world you happen to be living. But I'm going to pull 5 cards now, and we shall see what there is in store for you. So let's get the show underway, shall we, and see what this is. The Star, the Ace of Cups, the 7 of Discs, something from in here somewhere. Why don't we do this and pull whatever comes out, and it is this, or these two rather, and they are the High Priestess and the 6 of Swords. Beautiful. Well, come and have a look at the paintings on these cards with me. Well, they talk to me, and I'll tell you what they say while I do the reading for you. Just to remind you, there is an annual reading for 2021. Just check out the playlist or search Sagittarius 2021 Nigel, and that will take you to it. Next month's monthly reading will be published at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time on Wednesday, the 6th of January. What a particularly fascinating month it looks like here for you. There's beautiful, beautiful energy here. Let's have a look at it. Here it is. Well, look, there's lots and lots of Sagittarius around here. There's also Libra and Scorpio. They might be important to you, I think. The Ace of Cups here, let me look at the image of it. Fascinating. Is the angel in the constellation of Scorpio in the fall equinox, or the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. The element of water, lunar, with the pure wings of the dove. It is yin. You've heard of yin and yang. Well, yin is the feminine principle, internal and soft as a river. It flows around rocks where fire might blast through them. The Ace of Cups is like the moon. It is internal looking and cyclic. The emotions often associated with the suit of cups have a very real and important reason to exist. They are the messengers of the subconscious, just as angels are the messenger of God. We get the word angel from the Greek word angelos, which means messenger. Now, emotions are only what lies on the surface, though. Beneath are waters that are very deep, the reservoir of all human knowledge that we have inherited from our ancestors and their ancestors back to the very oldest of all living things on earth in an unbroken chain. It is very ancient and wise, and speaks to us through emotions, dreams, visions, gut feelings, intuition, psychic phenomena. Now, I don't know where the bottom of this water is. Perhaps it has no bottom, and it connects us all in a collective unconscious. You are the steward of a very ancient bloodline. Now, with free will comes free will of love. When you transcend the biological demands of the subconscious and truly begin to decide how you want to love, openly and without judgment or caution, without expectation of return, with purpose, compassionately. This is the kind of powerful, flowing force that is yin, and it can gently move mountains and shape the earth. Now when love beckons you, follow him, though his ways are often hard and steep, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword hidden among his wings may wound you, and when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams, as the north wind lays waste the gardens. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Love doesn't give anything but itself, and it takes nothing from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto itself. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God, and think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, it will direct your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love and have desires, let these be your desires: to melt and be like a running stream that sings its melody to the night, to know the pain of too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willingly and joyfully, to wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at midday and meditate upon love's ecstasy, and then to return home at night with gratitude, and then to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips. This is speaking of love in its purest sense, abundance, possibly a new relationship. There may well be that you hear of a birth or a pregnancy. Sensual passion and emotional balance is available to be used and drawn upon by you now and for the following year. Absolutely fantastic time for you emotionally. Now let's have a look, because this is not dissimilar, in some respects. Let's have a look at this first card that you drew. Let me have a look at her here. This is the Star. Do you know there is an old Eskimo proverb that says of stars that perhaps they are not stars, but rather openings in heaven, where the love of our lost ones pours through and shines down upon us to let us know they are happy. The daughter of the firmament, Saturn ruling Aquarius with Neptune exalted. Well, Aquarius is all about the individual and uniqueness, and yet it has an overall humanitarian outlook. Well, the Star shares these qualities in that it is reminding you. She is reminding you about the divinity and uniqueness within you, while encouraging you to be a conduit for bringing down your highest potential. This is a time of great inspiration and also of self-recognition, I think it's clear to say. The feelings I'm getting around it are hope, happiness, opportunities coming, optimism, that great Sagittarius optimism, cosmic blessings, and help in all forms coming your way, and a degree of tranquility. This is a cosmic inspiration, really, of the highest nature, and it is received and made manifest to you on the material plane. This is a time when you will be fulfilled and inspired by life, and it is a reminder for you. She's coming here and saying, follow your dreams, which give you the most inspiration, and be open to love and trust all that creation brings. Encouragement is being given to you by her, I think, that although you have had some testing times in the past, now it is the time to move forward with renewed hope and to live an inspired life in which you can express yourself fully. Let your star rise, but stay in contact with the earth. Trust your environment and find ways to let others share in it. You will be tested and recognized by the fruits you bear. Are you totally fulfilled in your present area of work? Check to see if you are doing everything possible to bring your ideas to fruition. Say this to yourself. I am a radiant light being. I am a star that walks upon a larger star. I see what can be of benefit to people around me now and in their immediate future. My creative powers of imagination and my connection to all-encompassing consciousness show me the way to realize my ideas. Let's have a look at this other major arcana that's down here, shall we? The High Priestess. The High Priestess, the princess of the silver star. And let's have a look at her. Here she is. I think she's saying that I am all that has been and is and shall be, and my robe no mortal has yet uncovered. The High Priestess is the counterpart of the magician in the tarot. He is the masculine energy, yang. We were talking about yin and yang before. And she is the feminine void, yin. He is the day, she is the night. He is radiation, brilliance, and illumination. She is darkness and secrets. He is without, she is within. Together they are our spiritual mother and father, and the heavenly king and queen. Now, as I say, the magician is the light and brilliant aspect of the primordial universe, and the High Priestess is the dark and internal aspect. We have a darkness within us, places that we can't easily see. It is our subconscious and our unconscious, places that are not illuminated by the sun. If consciousness was an ocean, waking consciousness would be a small island on the surface. Subconscious would be all of that below, and there is no end to it. It is a bottomless abyss. This is the abode of the High Priestess, and being dark, it is fearful to some people. She is very much associated with the moon here, and the moon represents cycles and going with the flow of life. It's almost as if to say, and these words are coming through, yet your skin is cool and pale in the moonlight. Not even night can cool the embrace of your arms around me, nor darken the glistening silver-white substance of our love. I close my eyes, and it shields them not. Rather, you grow brighter still. Your eyes lock on mine, unblinking and uneclipsed. O mother, O lover, O child. Now I think that in the position that this card is in, and remember it's down here underneath the Ace of Cups, which is to do with unconditional love. I think that this can represent a platonic friendship, or even a period of alone time to work out what you really want and let your mind process things. Now, you understand, don't you, that changes on the inside are necessary to make changes on the outside? There's a need to connect and be more confident with your intuitive, feminine side, and the men have no fear when I say that, because we all have a feminine side. It is just that the masculine predominates. And I think that this is a time here really where there is no revolutions to be undertaken by you. Just kind of go with the flow. Let everything remain at room temperature. It's about balance, intuition, insight, a great desire for independence here. And I think that you will be willing to make sure that you do not restrict yourself or other people. I also see this as the beginning of a very strong creative cycle for you, increasing self-esteem and becoming aware of intuition as a gift, because I think that you will be discovering the oasis which lies within you. You now have access to your intuitive powers. Develop them more fully and guard your independence. Are there any areas in your life which you allow others to influence you rather than trusting your own intuition? And I think that this is a good time for you to seek out water as often as you can. Meditate near water, or just look at it. Just let the water flow in front of you, or sit there in a pond or a stream and learn from it as much as you can. And say this to yourself: I deeply honor and value the human being that I am. I am intuitive and perceptive. I trust myself and honor my sense of integrity. I trust my intuitive abilities because they will not fail me. Let's have a look at the card which is on the same horizontal as it, which is this Six of Discs. Now, numerologically, I have the Sun associated with 6, so that's particularly good for you because it is associated mystically for me with Christ consciousness and with Krishna consciousness. And let me look at this painting and see what it says to me. Well, I think that this Six of Swords shows the Archangel Raphael, which means the healer or physician of God. Now, I guess he's best known from that old Christian Jewish book of Tobit, where he, disguised as a human, leads Tobit's son Tobias on a long journey. I won't go into the details of it, other than to say that he guides and protects him throughout, and in the end reveals himself and cures Tobit of blindness. You understand, of course, that when there's speaking of people being cured of blindness, it doesn't mean that in a literal sense, but it is a way of the person awakening to spirit, awakening to the divinity, being present in all things. Well, Raphael does what? Well, he banishes ignorance and darkness through healing, guiding, caring, and teaching, and he overcomes challenges with the same, right? The same things. And through an active hand in guiding all aspects to completion. So I think you can say you do have the angel Raphael, the archangel, with you. Now, spiritually, Raphael can be thought of as part of yourself that will lead and help you along the weaker aspects of yourself. That which was illuminated by the Archangel Michael, these children within, this animal self, the flesh that we are, it too can be helped and led by Raphael carefully and gently. Now that leading of you, I think, is one where you will then earn success, because this is for me the Lord of earned success, and it is Mercury ruling the second Decan of Aquarius, the 30th of January to the 9th of February. Well, the air planet of Mercury finds itself in the fixed sign of air, which is Aquarius. This was also Aquarius, you might recall. Innovation, individuality. Now, the interesting thing about Mercury being in that second decan of Aquarius is that in ordinary astrology, Mercury happens to be exalted in Aquarius, which means it's in its best form. And this highlights the intellectual qualities of this energy. Aquarius is an air sign, which is detached and intellectual by nature. And Mercury's ability to analyze brings a clear perspective to you going forward. The astrology suggests a somewhat detached but balanced assessment of a situation is needed. You need to analyze something without bias and without too much emotion to get the best result. Now, Aquarius, as I say, is also the sign of innovation and originality, and so this can also represent communicating ideas which are new or even unconventional in a way which other people are able to understand. You'll have great powers of analysis and discrimination during this period here, and you'll be able to get the big picture of things. You'll have intellectual clarity, I think, which has come about as a result of your experience, and particularly difficult experiences. It can also mean that there is a situation here that you haven't really been able to come to grips with yet, but now it's going to get better because you are going to apply that fine mind of yours, assisted by Raphael, and you are going to think out a better approach in dealing with this situation. You possess the ability to perceive on different levels and from different perspectives. Your understanding of things unites many different aspects. Where are and what are the ruts in your life? Trust your insight, communicate in a way others will understand, and allow that rose within you to unfold, and say to yourself, "The rose of recognition blossoms in my heart." And finally, let's quickly touch upon this card, the Seven of Discs. Well, look, to me, I'm just looking at this painting here and on this quite spiritual theme, and I know that you're up for a bit of spirituality, so that's good. But it seems to me that the energy of the divinity is taking on aspects of physical being, mountains, an eclipsed sun and moon, the symbol of the 7 planets, fire, air, water, earth, all poetically laid down in a single being walking forth in time, causing storms and lightning and sparks as his feet hit the ground as he creates and destroys. This is the Creator who creates the physical world from the material chaos, beautiful and dark, time. And you become the creator of your life, creating meaning and order from the chaos you were born into and surrounded by. And in the end, you create God in the vision of yourself. Now, astrologically, this is Saturn in the 3rd decan of Taurus. Now, Saturn is slow-moving and restricting, and Taurus is a plodding, fixed earth sign. And so you may feel that there is, in some area, something which is going on which has got some stagnation. There could be delays in payments. But look for long-term results for things at now, and look for strong, slow, steady growth. I think you have been getting good work done now after what has been something of a dry spell, hasn't it? It could have been as if you have been investing a lot of time and energy into something, but it hasn't just quite come through yet. But you've learned things from it, and you learn more from things when they go wrong than when they go right. I can assure you of that. And what's important is to make sure that you don't let things heading south, you don't let that stop you from going from going forward, because you don't want to delay your recovery from things. It may be that your ability to deal with something could be blocked by heavy or fearful expectations, and you ought to now look at their content and quality carefully. And what areas of your life do you worry about? Don't worry about things, because you should be saying now, and this card is saying, have the courage to believe that all that happens in your life serves for the best. I am willing to release all that is not serving me in my life. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I loved spending that time with you then. What a great month it looks like it's going to be for you. And don't you deserve it? You certainly do. Of anybody, you deserve the good things that are coming into your life. Now remember this one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.